Okay, so today I'm going to be trying Lancashire Hotpot in Lancashire. And what better place to go than the largest city in the county, Preston. But there is a problem that could result in the whole challenge being a big failure. And I'll tell you what that problem is in just a second. But first, let's head to Preston. Here we go again. Will this work or will it not work? Let's find out. It worked. Okay, so train times today are, my train leaves from here in Leeds at about 9 AM and gets into Preston at about 20 to 11. My train out of Preston is at 2:45, so that should be plenty of time to complete the challenge, although the problem that I mentioned earlier on could affect that. Okay, so train is already delayed by about 5 minutes. Who knows how long it'll end up being.
Halifax, Bradford Interchange, New Pudsey, Leeds, Dartford, Church Benton and York. This train is for 3 coaches.
And I've arrived in Preston. Now let's go get some Lancashire Hotpot. Okay, so I did mention a problem that I had earlier on that could affect this whole video and make it a big fail. And that problem is similar to the problem that I had in my Manchester video, where I went to Manchester to try a Manchester tart. And the problem in that video was that I couldn't find a Manchester tart in the centre of Manchester. Now when I Google Lancashire Hotpot in the centre of Preston, nowhere seems to come up. The only places that come up are on the outskirts, little isolated pubs and cafes. Now I can't believe there's nowhere in the centre of Preston that does one. I mean, with a Manchester tart, I understand that's a bakery item, a dessert, and there's probably loads of people in Manchester that haven't even heard of it before. But a Lancashire Hotpot is something that's quite famous. So to not have one in the centre of the largest city in Lancashire would be a bit strange. So I'm going to have a look around to see if I can find one. So the plan for me today is to have a walk around the city centre, have a look in some pubs, restaurants and cafes, see if they do one, and also ask some local people to see if they can give me some recommendations. So let the Lancashire Hotpot hunt begin. Okay, so the first place to check out, it says proper coffee, great grub, Bob and Bert's. But do they have a Lancashire Hotpot? Let's have a look. It doesn't look like they do. I've come down a little side street called Winkley Street, because I'm kind of thinking it's going to be these local places that are going to do it rather than the big chain places. I've seen a few bars and restaurants up ahead that I can check out. Okay, so first up, this place is called Forum. Is this? I think there's a menu up at the window. So, any Lancashire Hotpot. Got loads of dishes. Malaysian spiced, or Malaysian beef curry, chicken Caesar salad, chicken and chorizo penne, but no, a Lancashire Hotpot. There's a place just there called the Ale House, and they do food and ale, and you would think maybe a Lancashire Hotpot would go well with an ale, but they don't do it in there. So there were a couple of other restaurants and coffee shops there, a place that serves pizza, coffee, bakery goods, breads, but none that serve the hot pot. Shall we ask a local? I think we should. Greenhalgh's Bakery. Let's see if they know where I can get a hot pot, or maybe they do them themselves.
Hiya.
Hello. Do you know where I can find a Lancashire hot pot?
What, a hot one? Or
Yeah,
just-
like a restaurant or a cafe or pub somewhere that does it.
Do you guys know anywhere local that's a Lancashire hot pot? Like a hot one, like restaurant or something?
Do you mean an individual one just for yourself?
Yeah,
You might get one on the market.
the market. Where's
Yeah.
where's that?
Do you know where the shopping centre is?
No.
No. Can you see where the Santander sign is and then the E on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just go a little bit further on, then that is the entrance to St George's Shopping Centre. If you
Okay.
go on there and stay on that top walk and bear to your right and follow it through, you come to some escalators. Are you all right with escalators?
Yeah, yeah.
Go down on the escalator and there's
Okay.
a street facing you. And if you walk, there's a slight incline on it, but if you walk up that street, there's the market hall and there's a couple of stalls there that you might get an individual hot pot.
Okay, St George's Shopping Centre. I think I need to go in here and go down the escalators. This doesn't look quite right. I think it might be further on. Got some more escalators that go down. I think it might be out here somewhere. I think I found the market. It's just up ahead. Preston markets. Is this it? Let's go inside. We've got really loud music blasting. And also a Wallace and Gromit. Check those out, they're pretty cool. Let's head in. Oh, this is it. The Preston markets. I think if anywhere's going to have a Lancashire hot pot, it's going to be here. So let's have a look around. Do they have one here? I don't think they had one. Let's carry on looking. Lancashire hot pot. Not of this store. Oh, they look nice. Check these out. Look at that massive dessert. You know what? If I don't find a Lancashire hot pot, I'm getting one of those. No way. Is that a Manchester tart? That's crazy. If that's a Manchester tart, that's crazy. Let me ask. Hello, can I ask, is that a Manchester tart over there?
Yes.
Oh, it is. It was a Manchester tart. Who would have thought I'd find one in Preston looking for a Lancashire hot pot? Okay, so I've walked around the market there a couple of times and I couldn't find a Lancashire Hotpot. Okay, I think this might be my last ditch hope. I'm going to go into Galloway's Bakery and try in there. And if they can't recommend anywhere, then I think I'm going to try something else. I'll probably go back for that Manchester tart. Hiya, do you know where I can get a Lancashire Hotpot from?
Here, there.
Oh, Lancashire Hotpot.
It's a hot pot.
Which one?
This hot pot, it says hot pot.
Oh, this one there.
That's a hot pot, yeah.
Oh, okay. But so is that the ingredients like in a pie?
So it's a meat potato pie with carrots.
A hot pot, well, do you want a traditional hot pot, it's lamb. That's minced carrot and potatoes. If you want a traditional hot pot, it's got to be lamb.
Yeah, I was looking for one of these ones.
No, you make them yourself. Nobody sells them.
Oh, so nobody sells these?
Not
Right.
like that, you have to make it yourself.
Right, okay.
You want some potatoes that you found out the top. No, that's the recipe you'd have to make yourself. I don't know of anywhere that sells those.
Okay, so the closest thing then, is it this hot pot here, down here?
Depending what the ingredients are in that one, but as I say, traditional hot pot is lamb, potatoes and carrots and sweet.
Okay, but am I not going to find one of those anywhere in the centre of Preston?
You might have the Redmonds might do them on the market.
Who's there?
Oh, I've been in the market, I can't find one in the market.
They're not going to do a hot pot stew there though. Some days, you know, Redmonds on the market, store where they do all the hot meats.
Yeah, yeah.
They do like meals, and they quite often do a hot pot stew.
Okay, so they told me to go back to the market to a place called Redmonds. I thought there was nowhere in there that did one, but maybe I was mistaken. Let me go in and ask. Well, this is it, Redmonds of Preston. Let's have a look and let's ask if they do a hot pot, something like this.
Thank you.
Hiya, do you do Lancashire hot pots like these?
No, we don't want, sorry.
No, do you know anywhere that will do it?
We do a hot pot.
Is that this, like the same as this, or is it like, or what's in that hot pot, do you know?
What? That. What's that?
I think it's lamb in there.
Never heard about one.
Yeah. Gemma, is the Lancashire hot pot same as them hot pots and all? I think Lancashire hot pots do lamb in it. No.
Yeah, it says it's lamb over there.
Yeah, no. Ours are beef.
Is that beef?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, so it looks like they don't do a hot pot. They do something similar to Galloway's Bakery, where it's called a hot pot, but it's a pie, and it's beef. But I think it's cold at Redmonds, so I'm going to go back to Galloway's and get that hot pot. Oh yeah, I went to that Redmonds for the hot pot, but they don't do one. I think they do the pies like you.
Oh, they sometimes do it, you know, like because they do hot meals sometimes, and they do it sometimes. Did you want a hot pot?
Yeah, I'll get a hot pot pie there.
Are you paying cash?
I'll pay card.
Can't wait, the bar machine
Oh, did it-
all down.
All right, okay.
You're not having a great day, are you?
Is there a cash machine nearby?
There's one in Hereford Foods.
Are they hot as well, the pies?
Yeah, it's all hot.
Yeah, okay. But there's a cash machine over there?
In Hereford Foods, there should be a car machine, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cheers, thanks. Okay, so the card machine's broken and I can only pay by cash. I only have card. So you'll never guess what? The cash machine's broken. Check that out. My luck today. Right, cash machine up ahead. Let's get some cash and go back and get the hot pot eventually. Hope nothing else goes wrong. Okay, so I've got my money, but not without problems, because the first cash machine that I went to was out of money, so I had to wait for the second one. Right, one hot pot then, please.
One hot pot. Yeah, if you want one with all potato around the top, you'd have to do that yourself. Got a fork to eat it with, love.
Yes, please. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There we go. That's £2.95, sweetheart. There we go.
There you go. Thank you. Right, I have my hot pot eventually. It's not a proper Lancashire hot pot, but it's called a hot pot, and I'm in Lancashire, so I'm taking it. With the day that I've had so far, I'm taking it. So, a Lancashire hot pot. Not the traditional kind, but it's close enough. Let's give it a try. So this is it. It's basically just a pie. I think they told me it was beef in there with veg and potatoes. Kind of basic standard pie. But let's try it and see what it tastes like. Okay, so should I fork it or just go in for a bite? I think, you know what? Let's just go in straight for a bite. Actually, you can't. I think, yeah, the pastry's just on top. So I think I'm going to have to fork it. So there you have it. So it's like a mash inside. You've got the puff pastry on top. It smells pretty meaty. Let's try it. So it's basically like a mash infused with meat. But it tastes really nice, really meaty. And the pastry is crisp, adds a bit of a crunch and butteriness. It's a good bite. You see, I did think it was a whole pie where you've got pastry on the side and bottom, but it's just on top. So it's just like a puff pastry lid, the filling underneath. So it is like a big mash inside with carrot and minced meat. I think I do prefer the chunky version where you get big pieces of meat, but it's still good. And then you have the pastry just on its own. So there's a puff pastry, like I said, just on the top, but it is flaky, a little crispy, so you get that crunch when you bite into it, and it's buttery too. It may not be a traditional Lancashire hot pot, but it's tasty nevertheless. Hiya, can I have the Manchester tart, please?
Yeah, just the one.
Just the one, please, yeah. Okay, so I think it was only fitting that I get a Manchester tart for dessert. Now have a closer look at this. So it is a short crust pastry with custard, a layer of jam, and a sprinkling of coconut shavings on top. And it looks delicious. Let's try it out. Okay, let's just go for a straight bite out of the middle of it. This is delicious. So you get the custard that's sweet and creamy and really thick layer too. You get the jam, which adds that sweetness, and the pastry, that crumbly short crust pastry, just adds that little bit of a sort of soft crunch, which brings the whole thing together. And also the coconut shavings on top add that bit of nuttiness. I can't understand why these are not more popular than they are, because they're actually really nice. What a great meal that was, really filling. Okay, so time now is about 2 p.m. My train out of Preston is at 2:45. Let's start heading back to the train station. And I've made it back to the train station. Got about 15 minutes until my train arrives. In fact, I think this one might be it. And then once we're back in Leeds, I'll give you a rundown of the cost I've spent today. And I've made it back eventually. Train was delayed by about 25 minutes. So I've been on that train for over 2 hours. Okay, let me give you a breakdown of the cost I've spent today. So the cost of the return train journey was £27. The cost of the hot pot pie and Manchester tart, well, I can't really remember what that cost. I think it was somewhere between £5 and £6. So not too bad a spend. But who would have thought? I go to Manchester for a Manchester tart and I can't find one. But I go to Preston for a Lancashire Hotpot, can't find that, but I find a Manchester tart. I mean, what do you think? Shall I go back to Manchester and see if I can find a Lancashire Hotpot? Anyway, should I call this a fail or should I call this a win? I'm not too sure. I mean, I didn't find the Lancashire Hotpot in Lancashire, but I did find something called a Hotpot in Lancashire, so does that still count? I did also have the Manchester tart. I'm kind of leaning towards a fail. But what do you think? Comment down below your thoughts. Was this challenge a win or was it a fail? And if you like the video and want to see more, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.